Hi friends, welcome. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I am going to be applying alcohol ink to this glitter tumbler using an airbrush. So as you can see, I've used this tumbler before. This has a white polyester glitter that I use to practice sublimation on. So I'm going to repurpose this cup. Now, when I'm putting my ink on, I don't expect it to completely cover the picture, which is absolutely fine because I plan on putting a decal after I do epoxy. I picked this airbrush up off of Amazon for less than $30, and I will find the purchase and share the link. So I have these cups to put my alcohol in. I have denatured alcohol, and then I'm going to be using alcohol ink in black, red, and pink. Now you can also use acrylic paint in your airbrush, but you want to make sure that you thin it down really well with either water, or I myself prefer to use Floetrol. But you can use either one, and you can put any kind of paint through your airbrush. It just needs to be really thin so that it doesn't come out in globs and so that it flows nicely and doesn't clump up. So I'm going to put alcohol in my first container, and then I'm going to add my alcohol ink color. Now, anytime you want your color to be a little bit darker, then you can always add more of the alcohol ink directly into your barrel of your airbrush. All right, so I'm just going to mix that around. And I do want to take a minute to show you the airbrush. So this is very simple. It is cordless and it comes with a charger. Charge it to a full battery. And then there's the little area here. You put your ink in or your paint, whatever, and then you just kind of go back and forth with it. There's the little knob, and that knob you just push it down and back. So I am just going through and applying my color. Now, I used to do airbrushing back in the 80s when I was like 15 or 16. I worked at a shop and we used to airbrush people's names on shirts. That was a thing back then. And they were actually really cute. So I bought this airbrush actually with the intention of doing a shirt like that. And then I thought, I'm going to use this with my alcohol ink on this tumbler. So the thing when you're using an airbrush, it's really easy and you just, want to go pretty smooth. And the nice thing is you can so easily control your color. Now you go closer, your color is going to be darker. You bring your hand further away, and your color is going to be lighter. So it makes it quite simple to fade colors in and out. And this is really nice when when you want to blend colors, but you want your color for your alcohol inks to remain in a certain place and not really flow around your tumbler. So if you guys hear that sweet little noise, my new grandbaby is finally here, and I'm holding him right now. He's so sweet, and we have another little boy, and he's beautiful, looks just like my Matthew. All right, so anyways, I'm just going to finish up with the black. And like I said, this was a tumbler that I was just practicing on. So I'm not worried about the picture that I have there. And I don't expect it to completely cover, but I am going to put some epoxy and then I'm going to put a decal over it. So again, not too worried about it. All right, so just finishing up with the black, and then from there I'm going to go through and I'm going to put some red. Now, if you are doing something where your colors are like just a stark difference, you need to make sure that you like run some water or alcohol or something through your airbrush between colors so that you don't mix them. But because I'm going to be blending my colors up into each other, I completely don't mind. Now, I will also tell you this airbrush does come with a bigger container if you need to have a lot more, color in at one time. But with this small little barrel, the piece that holds the color, if you fill it too full, like you have to be careful. You'll notice I get some spills on my tray because, I'm moving my hand back and forth. And if you move your hand back and forth too quickly and it's too full, it will definitely spill. I would really say to wear gloves with this if you're doing like alcohol ink like I am. Just because, it really is easy to get the alcohol ink all over your hands. Although, after this was over, I, put some alcohol on, washed my hands, took a shower, and all the alcohol ink came off. However, just know, it can definitely get it on your hands. So I really like this a lot. And when I'm done, I'm going to let it dry and then maybe this weekend when I'm back at my house again, I will put some epoxy on it and then put the decal. So if you want to see that, I'll do that in a part 2 and just let you see how that looks. But I'm just going to go through and finish up with the red. And when I'm done with the red, then I'll move into the pink. And I'm really digging how this comes out. So I'm going to be using this quite often, I think. This is really cool. And I feel like there's so much you can do with this. So really pretty cool. All right, so we're going to finish up our red and we'll get into our pink. So just putting a little bit of alcohol and then going to add the pink. And remember, like I said, if you're using alcohol ink and the color's just not quite enough, you can always just add a little bit of color to your barrel. I call it a barrel because it looks like a little open barrel, but you can just add a little extra color directly to that place where you put the color into the airbrush. So the other thing is, if you look at the picture underneath the airbrush color, it actually looks kind of cool. And I was thinking you could probably do like a really cool like black and white vinyl picture and then airbrush over it. And it would be really kind of neat looking, And then, of course, you can always, do like stencils that you take off and do different things. I feel like there's just so much that can be done, using this little airbrush. So it's working really, really well. I didn't get any clogs, any clumping. I think it's a nice little airbrush for $30. Now, I won't be able to add it to the video description until probably Saturday because I'm back at my daughter's and I won't go back to my house for good until probably Saturday. And that's where my iPad is to be able to look up my purchases. But I will look it up and add it once I get back home. All right, so just finishing up with the pink here. And I really like this a lot. I think it turned out absolutely fantastic. So this was a nice, fun, cool little project, and yeah, I like it. I'll be doing more of it. All right, so we have our finished product, and make sure that you clean your airbrush when you're done. But look how pretty that looks. I mean, I know that the decal's there and kind of in the way, but you know, a little bit of practice with this, I think that it is really, really cool. So here it is outside so that you can see it a little better, but it's cool. Well, listen, friends, I hope you liked this, and I hope that maybe it was helpful. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you later. Bye.